Welcome back, everyone. Time to go ahead and do another quick little comparison. I guess this isn't even going to be quick because it's going to be pretty big between the newly released Samsung Galaxy S21 and the somewhat older iPhone 12. Now, the iPhone 12 is still a brand new phone for the most part. It like just came out a couple months ago, but the S21 is that brand new $799 phone that's kind of competing against more so the iPhone 12 than even more than the Pro model this year. Now, I will find the cheapest ones of both of these phones, link them down in the description below. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now, side by side, you kind of see, a little bit of a similar but different kind of thing going on. The S21 is a longer phone, but the iPhone 12 is a wider phone overall. On the front of the iPhone 12, we do have a 6.1-inch Retina OLED display, Super Retina XDR, or whatever they're going to call it. And overall, it's a really, really good panel. I've been pretty much saying the only thing that's kind of stopping this phone from being the GOAT or being like a really good iPhone panel overall is the 120 Hz refresh rate. We do not have that capability. The resolution is higher on the iPhone 12 than on the Galaxy S21, but still, it would have been really cool had we had an increased refresh rate from this year or a fingerprint sensor in the display or anything like that. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like that, but we do have it on the S21 where we have the 6.2-inch OLED display on this one, and it's a dynamic AMOLED display. This thing is also 1080p, so it's a lower resolution panel on the S21 than on the iPhone 12. It's kind of a big deal, I'm not going to lie, but there really isn't anything we can do about it. There's really nothing we can do, so we just kind of have to live with it. But in my opinion, on the front, I think the Galaxy S21 definitely has a better panel, but this is one of those years where I may say, like, man, maybe the Galaxy S might not have the best panel this year. I feel like OnePlus is going to do something really awesome. Their panel last year was probably my second favorite, panel. Actually, the third one, the Note 20 Ultra, was up there too. But this panel is definitely all right for the most part. On the bottom, USB Type-C on the S21, Lightning port on the iPhone 12. Thickness, I mean, pretty much the iPhone 12 feels thicker. It may not even be thicker in real life, but ever since Apple kind of switched to the flat design, it makes it feel a little bit thicker overall. Let me go ahead and shut off the panel real quick. And on the back, this is another very dumb thing. I don't know what Samsung is thinking. They put a plastic back on the back of the Samsung Galaxy S21. On the iPhone 12, we actually have that glass back. And overall, I can definitely tell you after feeling both in the hand and having both in the hand, the plastic back isn't really that nice feeling. I thought I would get used to it. You can definitely tell, especially when you have a glass back, especially when you have a frosted glass back like the iPhone 12 Pro or something like a Note 20 Ultra, you're definitely going to be able to tell a difference. It doesn't really feel cheap, but it just feels like you're able to just pick this apart, versus on, glass, you can tell it's premium for sure. So in terms of the outside, I'll definitely tell you the Galaxy S21 looks good. I feel like it looks overall better than the iPhone 12 in some ways, but I'll probably still give the edge to the iPhone 12 for being a more premium device at the end of the day. But what if I told you that's not even the biggest difference? I think the biggest difference between these two phones would probably come in the form of the software. I feel like when it comes down to both of these things, overall the Galaxy S21 is pretty good for an Android device now since Samsung actually extended the, software update support. But on the iPhones, this phone is just going to be beating out the Samsung Galaxy S21 year after year. By the time the Galaxy S21 is outdated, the iPhone 12 is probably going to still have like at least like 2 updates left. And that's not if Apple just extends the software update even more, which they've done before. So we could potentially be seeing the iPhone 12 maybe even lasting twice as long as the Galaxy S21. So that in and of itself is a pretty big disadvantage that you have on something like the Galaxy S21 when you're comparing it to a comparable iPhone, of that year. And the iPhone 12 is already a couple months old, and even then we're going to be having a much longer software supported phone on the Galaxy S21, probably more frequent updates as well on the iPhone 12 than on the Galaxy S21. But I will tell you, just because you have the longer software support doesn't mean it's a better phone in every single angle. The Galaxy S21 does dominate the iPhone 12 when it comes down to the overall battery department. You have a 4,000 mAh battery here with reverse wireless charging on the back of this phone, which is beautiful in and of itself. The iPhone 12, on the other hand, has wireless charging, which is nice, but less than a 3,000 mAh battery here. It's like 2,800 something. So I don't understand what Apple is doing here. They could have easily done something else, but again, there's nothing we can really do about it. And at this point in this day and age, I would say the iPhone 12 wins in the software department, but the Galaxy S20 wins definitely for sure in the battery department. So in terms of that, that pretty much covers it up there. Now let's go ahead and do a little bit of a speed test between both these phones. The iPhone 12 has that Apple A14 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM, where the Samsung Galaxy S21, on the other hand, has the Snapdragon 888 chipset with 8 gigabytes of RAM, so twice the amount of RAM on the S21. So let's go and see which one is the faster phone between both of these. Now, in order to actually get this done, I had to put a towel behind here to kind of like bend it up towards away from the light. So let's go and get into it. Let me go ahead and make sure all the apps are cleared out in the background first. All the apps are cleared out. Let's go and do phone calls, 3, 2, 1. And I totally screwed that one up, but they still open at the same time. Okay, messages, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Let's go and do their app stores, 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, actually the Galaxy S21 really did beat out the iPhone 12 by quite a bit. I wasn't expecting to see this big of a difference in terms of the smoothness factor. Dude, I'm surprised. I think the S21 actually looks far smoother than the iPhone 12. I wasn't expecting to see this big of a difference between them. Actually, no, I take that back. Swiping up, the Galaxy S21 was slower, but swiping down, the iPhone 12 seems slower, if you guys can see. So that in and of itself is kind of funny. Animations-wise, that 120 hertz really does help out in real life on the S21 for sure. Now, as always, I have a bunch of these third-party apps that we can go and get into. Let's go ahead and do something like Dune, which I don't even think I have here, which is very annoying. So let's go ahead and do Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. As you can see, the Galaxy S21 for sure did outbeat the iPhone 12, without a doubt. Getting into some gameplay, let's go ahead and see. And I think we're pretty much going to get into probably the same amount of gameplay. I don't really think there's going to be that big of a difference, but that was for sure faster on the Galaxy S21 for sure. Let's go ahead and do stack, 3, 2, 1. And at an angle, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty hard to go ahead and figure these things out. And as you can see, again, the S21 was for sure faster at the end of the day. Let's go and hop out of here. Let's go and do Temple Run 2, which I should have somewhere. I have no idea where it's at actually. Okay, it's right up here. 3, 2, 1. And I would be surprised if the iPhone 12 were to beat it. And it looks like the Galaxy S21 again is going to be the faster one. Now, this is a pretty big difference. You have to keep in mind that at the end of the day, the Samsung Galaxy S21 and the iPhone 12 are kind of like neck and neck. They're in the same category. And it's very, very strange to me. Typically, the iPhones are faster. But this time around, the Galaxy S21 seems to be the faster device. And I'm actually take that back. Sometimes I do think the Galaxies of that year are faster, but they're not necessarily faster and smoother. In this case, it's shocking to me because it also seems like the Galaxy S21 may be a little bit smoother as well. Let's go into Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. And actually, I don't know which one. Actually, okay, the Galaxy S21 was the faster one here as well. The iPhone 12, a little bit behind. Not like as crazy of a difference, but definitely a noticeable one. Let's go ahead and do something like Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. And again, the Galaxy S21 is faster. iPhone 12, a little bit slower. Bofa. 3, 2, 1. And I totally screwed that one up. So we'll just load that one in the background just for the RAM management sake. Let's go and do Twitter. 3, 2, 1. And I don't think I have Paper IO 2, so I was logged in. Now, I don't think I have Paper IO 3D here. I thought I did, but I guess I don't. But I'll be honest, man. If I can be completely honest, I'm actually pretty shocked by how fast the iPhone 12 is and how fast the Galaxy S21 is. But when it comes down to it, I don't know. Maybe the Galaxy S21 is the faster one. Like I said, I wasn't expecting the Galaxy S21 to be faster, but that kind of seems to be the case here. Because, and there we go, the RAM management may be a little bit finicky on the Galaxy S21. Definitely not a big deal right now. Let's go and try this one. That one did restart for like a second, but then it eventually got through. Let's go and do stack. Okay, both of them about the same thing. It seems like the RAM management side are the same thing's kind of going on, but definitely when it came down to the speed, the Galaxy S21 for sure was the faster one for there. So that pretty much covers up the speed comparison. Let's go and hit on the cameras. Now on the back of the iPhone 12, we have a dual camera setup, a wide-angle lens, and an ultra-wide sensor. On the Samsung Galaxy S21, we have the wide-angle lens, ultra-wide sensor, and then the telephoto lens. Now, definitely when it comes down to the UIs, they kind of look like they're the same thing, but don't get it twisted. The Samsung Galaxy S21 has a way more features built into the camera than the iPhone 12 for 100% of the fact. No matter what I've seen in my life, the iPhone 12, I don't know why Apple does this. They have very basic software for the most part for their cameras. They add a couple tweaks here and there, but for the most part, it's pretty basic. It's like the same thing it's been for like the last 4 years. Samsung, on the other hand, it looks the same, but you have a lot more features built in overall in the Samsung camera than the iPhone camera for sure. Now, in terms of the camera quality, I think at the end of the day, the Samsung Galaxy S21's camera is probably going to be better quality, but the iPhone 12's camera, just for the fluidity's sake, and honestly for audio quality, sometimes I do think iPhones have a really good audio quality as well. I think the camera quality on the iPhone 12 is very, very good. I don't think it's bad. Even with the ultra-wide sensor and everything, it's actually a pretty good camera setup for the most part. Colors do seem a little bit weird right now. I'm in kind of bad lighting. Actually, it's really good lighting, but it's bad lighting for the camera. Outdoor photos look good. Indoor photos look great. There's really not a lot to hate on. And you have portrait mode, 4K 60 on the back and the front. I think I'll tell you like this, the back camera on the iPhone 12 may not be as good as S21's, but the front camera of the iPhone 12 may be better. On the Samsung Galaxy S21, you can immediately kind of see that the colors do look a little bit brighter, which is something I love seeing. The ultra-wide sensor as well kind of seems like you can get more into the subject. Before on the iPhone 12s, we weren't really getting this camera lens as well as a little bit of that towel. So here we are kind of getting that type of capability, which is cool. I think the ultra-wide sensor may be a little bit glitchy on the iPhone, on the Galaxy S21 as well. But like I said, 8K capability on the back of the Galaxy S21. You are for sure getting a lot of capability from the S21's camera. I think the iPhone 12's camera is really good too, but the back camera is better on the S21, but the front camera is better on the iPhone 12, I think, at the end of the day. So in terms of the camera, that pretty much covers it up. Now, to kind of sum up this video and to answer the question, which specific phone should you go and pick up? Should you go and buy a Samsung Galaxy S21 or should you go and buy an iPhone 12? Now, this is what I'll tell you, okay? If you currently have an iPhone 12 or if you have an S21, I would not go from one of these phones to the other. They're both kind of the same thing. They kind of have the same thing going on. I think when it comes down to like numbers on the board, in terms of features and everything, they're kind of the same thing. The S21, even though it kind of, flops in some areas in terms of the build quality on the back, the lack of certain things, and the long-lasting support that we have on iPhones, I think in some ways it may seem like a better deal just to pick up an iPhone, but the fact that Samsung did decrease the price on this device, making these two competitors, kind of makes me like the Galaxy S21 in a way. You're getting an overall better camera setup on the back on the S21 as well. You're getting reverse wireless charging, which is really, really cool. You're getting a faster phone on the S21 as well. When I was doing that speed comparison, you guys saw overall the S21 was a faster phone, and I think it deserves that type of capability and it deserves that recognition. I think I'm surprised that the S21 was faster than the iPhone 12. I thought the iPhone 12 was going to beat it for some reason. RAM management seemed to be about the same from my test too, so you're not really going to see a crazy difference in the RAM, but definitely when it came down to the speed portion, Galaxy S21 is faster. I think the iPhone 12 though is still a really good contender though. You're getting a beautiful display still, not the 120 Hz on the S21, but still a beautiful display. You're getting really good speed, smooth factor on the iPhone 12 as well. Super long lasting support on this device, better front facing camera on the iPhone 12. But I think the S21, for some reason, I want to keep recommending this phone. The S21 is a great phone, I think, but I think the iPhone 12 is still great. If you can pick one up in the used market for cheaper than the S21, I'd probably go for it. But I think when it comes down to these two, they're both really good contenders, and I think you can't really go wrong with choosing one over the other. So that really, pretty much covers it up for me. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, not me so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so me so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.